Have you always wanted to own your own business by becoming a licensed cosmetologist? If so, now is the time to enroll at Unlimited Cosmetology School, LLC, located at 102 Broad Street in Hattiesburg. That's right, learn how to become a professional cosmetologist by acquiring 1,500 clock hours in 12 or 16 months. Now is the time for open enrollment. If you're interested, contact Lisa Daniels by calling 601-336-7256 or 601-408-2650.
Everybody to our Christmas special. We're just so glad you joined us this morning. We have some exciting things that we're going to be doing. We want you to sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, because this is going to be a morning that you will never forget. The title of our program this morning is It's Christmas. Let's go, guys.
Joy to the world, the Lord is that earth may see the King. Let every heart prepare in the room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
Program off with Angela Lott. Angela, we want you to tell us what are some of the most important things to you when it comes to Christmas.
Family is the most important thing to me. When I was growing up, my grandmother made Christmas always special. Her boys was living in St. Louis, so every Christmas they came home and she cooked a big breakfast. And then she cooked all kind of cakes for the boys. They all had a special cake. She did a fruit cake, which I didn't like it, but the boys really liked it, because she put whiskey in it 2 or 3 weeks before she got the cake, so they really liked that fruit cake.
I bet they did.
They really did.
that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man. Mary tell you no. that your baby boy would calm the seas with his hand. Did you know your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kissed your little baby, you kissed the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of I am. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect Lamb? And this sleeping child you're holding is the He's a great
We want to thank Felicia Johnson and her daughter Kaylee Johnson for that beautiful song, Mary, Did You Know? Let's give them a hand. Now, next on stage, we have Teresa Lucas. And Teresa is going to talk to us about what it means to have peace at Christmas. So many people don't have peace this time of the year. But there is a way that we can have peace at Christmas. And Teresa's going to tell us about it. Teresa?
Well, for me, what brings peace at Christmas is making sure that me and my family are making a difference. I remember growing up and there was a lot of chaos and stress, and it was hard to watch and experience. So for us, we don't really give presents to each other. We give presents to people who are less fortunate than us. We make sure that we're baking cookies or cupcakes or making goodie bags for people who don't have all that we have. So that's how we stay peaceful during the season.
That's great, Teresa. Making sure other people are happy at Christmas gives you peace. That's good. Now, next to Teresa, we have Miss Pat Brown. Pat, I want you to tell us several of your favorite Christmas carols.
Miss Hannah, apparently I must just be a traditionalist because I like all of the old Christmas carols that we've sung all of our lives, mainly because they bring us back to the point where we're talking about the real meaning of Christmas.
Right.
Absolutely. And those carols are even better when they're sung by Alan Jackson.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you. That's right. We want to keep Jesus in the center of the Christmas celebration. Now, we have Pam, but Pam and Pastor Higginson, they have already done an interview, and we're going to show you that. But Pam, can you just say Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas. Well, we're talking today about Christmas traditions, and we're going to continue that conversation. But I have two special guests that I'm going to talk to right now about their family traditions that they carried on. My special two guests I'm going to toss to now is my own pastor, Pastor Dwayne Higginson of Grace Temple Church, and his sister, Pam Berry. So they're going to tell you about what their Christmas traditions were like. So Pam, we're going to start with you.
Okay. All family. Everything was family. Everything that I grew up with was family. Cousins, distance cousins, close cousins. We all got together to go to my grandmother's house, and we opened presents and had hamburgers, and it was a great time of fellowship and comparing recipes and eat. That's all we did.
Yes. You know, I'm glad you said grandmother, because that's what we used to do. It was always to grandmother's house we go on Christmas. Now that was fun.
Right.
And I'm not going to talk a lot because I'm supposed to be interviewing y'all, but I got to say this. I think I was one of my grandmother's favorite grandkids because she always made me a chocolate cake. Pastor, you want to continue talking about your family traditions?
You know, to our mother, who was the matriarch of our family, of course, kept everything together for us. Family was everything. When we went on vacation in the summer, we were with family. We'd go see family. When we had holidays, we were always with family. So holidays were a lot of hustle and bustle for us because we had to see everybody.
Yeah.
I remember we would spend Christmas Eve in Jones County, and then we'd come back and spend some Christmas Eve in Hattiesburg, and then we would get up early the next morning and have my brother, who once he was married, would have his wife with us and then their children. And so there was a lot of hustle and bustle. We had to make sure we got everybody in because we didn't want anybody to feel left out.
You had everybody. You hit everybody on the list.
My goodness, did we ever.
Yeah. But how is it now? Did you carry any of those traditions over into your families now?
Now for us, I'll tell you, my wife has a very close family as well. And so we had to get creative because I remember our first holiday after I was married. I don't even want to tell you how many places we visited. We went to 3 different locations in 2 different cities on Christmas Eve, and then spent the night away from home. And then we got up on Christmas morning and were with my family, and then went straight to her family, and then we got with her family and went to New Orleans. And by the time it was over, we were so exhausted, and we said, we're going to have to create some kind of negotiation here.
Absolutely.
And so what we did is we started doing some every other year things, and we gave, I think we gave my mother Christmas Eve. My mom was a single mom, so my wife and I gave her first choice, said you can have Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. You pick. And Mom wanted Christmas Eve, so we gave that to her. And then we would spend Christmas Day with Rhonda's family. And so it kind of allowed us to take a deep breath and enjoy, because if you're not careful, you can get so busy that you don't stop to enjoy the holidays.
You know, that's what happens a lot of times. We're so busy before the holidays, and during the holidays, we really can't enjoy it the way we want to. What about having grandchildren on holidays? Is that fun? I have grandkids. Is that fun?
Yes, Christmas is really about the children and about learning and teaching them traditions and stuff. And so I enjoy cooking with the grandkids and making the cakes and giving recipes away to my grandchildren. I'm not giving to anybody else.
You know which one I want now.
So yeah, I think that it should be all about the children and learning that not only is it about receiving, but giving as well.
Yeah.
And teaching them because they see it through us.
Right. And what I like about Grace Temple Church is that the children get involved. And we understand that Christmas is centered around preparing them for what we're doing now. That's right. Anything else about Christmas tradition before we close it out with you all?
I think for us it's important, as Pam said, giving is always a part of our Christmas traditions. And it's not just giving to each other, but remembering the gift of Jesus Christ. And so with my children, we tried to find creative ways to do that. We would read to them the story of Jesus. And Rhonda found a wonderful story about the baby Jesus that was historical fiction, but it imagined what the conversation might be like between Mary and Jesus. And so it was a beautiful thing. Our kids loved that tradition. And then we would always be a part of giving away food. And so we would go grocery shopping every year, and we would buy canned goods and dry goods and pack the shopping cart and have our children help us, because we wanted them to feel what it's like to be thankful first for what you have, and then to give away, to give what you have away, share it.
What a good tradition to teach them when they're young.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's been so great speaking with you all today. We appreciate you all. And we're looking forward to having a great Christmas. One of the best one we've ever had. You have a word for next year? Has God given you anything for next year?
For next year, it's a year of building and a year of productivity for us. I'm asking God for myself and for our church that we could not only be productive ourselves, but that we could give away, be productive through other people. You know, Ephesians 4:11 and 12 says that the job of the ministry is to help everyone be productive in the work of the ministry, not to do all the work. And so my prayer for myself and for us next year is that God would help us to be productive and to help others be productive and fruitful as well.
That's a good one to have. That's right. Because it's all about productivity. We need to produce. Pam, anything you want to say in closing?
No, I think that the holiday season is great, and it's great learning for everybody, and as long as we remember what the true meaning of Christmas is.
That's exactly
that,
right.
The birth of Jesus Christ, and celebrating it. And I like that in the modern day time that a lot of people celebrate Jesus' birthday around Christmas time, and I think that's an amazing thing to do.
That's right. The birthday of a king. That's what it's all about. I appreciate you two so very much. Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. I like that, Pam. And next to you is Catherine, and she's going to tell us some of the ways we can be a blessing to others at Christmas. Catherine Franklin.
Well, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are in need at Christmas and are not able to purchase presents and do those kinds of things for their families. So one of the things that we can do would be to adopt a family where we either buy food for them or help them with presents, or help other organizations. There are a lot of organizations that are providing for people by donating food or donating funds to help them to buy presents. And it's such a blessing to wake up on Christmas morning when you're celebrating with your family to know that you've helped another family in need.
Very good. Let's think about that at Christmas. Let's find some organization that we can give to help the poor and the needy. Now, we have a special treat for you at this time. There's a young lady at Grace Temple Church who is a great song artist, and she has written a song, and the name of that song is Glory. So at this time, we're going to listen to that song from Sydney Cooks. Let's give her a hand as she comes.
if angels get to worship you in real time, so will I. Glory, you are holy. Let all the earth sing your praise. Glory, you are holy. Let all the earth sing. Let all the earth sing. Oh, to see the sun.
Thank you, Sydney. That was a beautiful song. I wish I could sing like that. Maybe she'll teach me. But anyway, sitting right next to me is Clarissa Henry, and she's going to tell us some of the things that bring her joy at Christmas.
I love Christmas decorations, the lights, the trees, the works, Christmas parties, but also I focus on spending time with those who I love, my family, and Christmas time reminds me of the people that are in my life through all seasons. And I'm truly thankful during this time to be put in remembrance of all the seasons of my life, but also the people who walked with me through those times. So I just love Christmas because it's beautiful and everybody, you know, at one point in time seems like they're all on the same page and we're in unity doing the same thing, and that makes a difference. So that's what brings me joy for Christmas.
Very good. Some years ago, I wrote a book, and it was called Speeches for Any Occasion. And in that book, I came up with my own version of 10 commandments that we can keep in mind to follow at Christmas to make sure we stay on the right page and put Jesus in the center of Christmas. So here to read those 10 commandments tonight is Jaleesa Baker. Let's give her a hand as she comes.
10 Christmas commandments. Thou shalt remember to give thanks to God for his abundance of blessings. Thou shalt remember to minister the word of God to some lost soul. Thou shalt remember to reach out to others with the love of Christ. Thou shalt remember to give a gift to someone who is lonely, destitute, and underprivileged. Thou shalt remember to spread joy and peace to thy neighbors, family, and friends. Thou shalt remember to give thanks for the simple things in life: ears to hear, eyes to see, legs to walk, and a tongue to talk. Thou shalt remember that on the silent and holy night, thousands of years ago, the Christ child came to earth to free all men from their sins. Thou shalt remember, during the hustle and bustle of shopping and feasting, that Jesus should be in the center of all we say and do. Thou shalt forgive thy fellow men as Christ forgives us. Thou shalt remember to assemble together to pray by giving thanks, praise, and honor to the one who is the real reason for the celebration.
Thank you, Jaleesa. Now we have another special treat for you tonight. We have a young man by the name of Cannon Price. So in that book, there is a letter that is written to Jesus. You know, most of the time, people write letters to Santa, right? Well, he's going to read a letter that has been written to Jesus. So come on up here, Cannon, and let's read that letter.
Dear Jesus, I want to talk to you a minute about what we learned today. For years, I thought Christmas was just about Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and his friends, presents, parades, toys, and fun. But guess what? I just found out from some of your friends that Christmas is so much more than that. So what can I say? Well, I will begin by thanking Jesus for coming to earth. Thanks for going to the cross and dying for our sins. And thanks also for all the toys and gifts you give us each year. I overheard Mom and Dad talking the other day about how You love all the people all over the world, even the man who stole my red bike and kept going. Gee, you must have a bunch of love to love someone who would do an awful thing like that to a sweet kid like me. I know I'm like so sweet. Well, I guess I'll say goodbye for now. I will write you again this time next year. Your friend, Cannon. P.S. Please tell the angels I said hello, and don't forget to watch over Mom, Dad, my little sisters, Sophie, Maria, and Kristen, and my brother, Johnny. See you later, Jesus.
Let's not forget to put Jesus, keep Jesus, in the center of our Christmas celebration. And I want to say to the audience today, I love you. I thank all of my partners. I thank all of my sponsors. I thank you for your prayer. I thank you for your financial support. I thank you for your encouraging words. I thank my church family. I thank my friends. I thank my producer, Craig Adams. Y'all give him a hand. I thank these musicians up here tonight. Oh my goodness, did she sing tonight? Did Sydney sing tonight? And guys, all of you all, I thank you all for being here. And I thank my pastor for allowing us to film this here. And I just love you, and God bless you. And Gary, I need you to come up here right now, because we want to say something. Come on up, baby, come on. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
To God be the glory.
Join us Sunday at 9:30 a.m. at South 28th Avenue Baptist Church for an hour of power. Be blessed.